Sophia first noticed Darwin at church one quiet Sunday morning. She was 35 and he was 42. Darwin lived with his mother in a modest house on the east side of town, while Sophia shared a cramped apartment with her younger sister Maria and their elderly father, Milton. Sophia rarely left home because her father was bedridden and needed constant care. She ventured out only for groceries and church, living a small, contained life, while Maria worked at a shop downtown and enjoyed the attention of countless admirers. The two sisters couldn't have been more different. Sophia was short, with a round face and cropped black hair, while Maria was tall, striking, with long brown hair and sun-kissed skin that turned heads wherever she went. People constantly reminded Sophia how beautiful her sister was, words that stung more than they realized. Maria spent her free time on the apartment building's roof garden, basking in the sun, while Sophia tended to their father's endless needs. When Sophia finally brought Darwin home to meet her father, the old man barely glanced up from his television. He had lost interest in the world beyond his bedroom walls. Maria happened to walk in wearing nothing but a black bikini and white shoes. She flashed Darwin a brilliant smile and said something about Sophia finally finding a boyfriend. Darwin's face flushed red as he stared at his shoes. Maria invited them both up to the roof for wine, and though Sophia felt a knot of anxiety tighten in her chest, she agreed. The roof garden became their Sunday ritual. After church, Darwin would sound his horn 3 times. Maria would wave from above, and they would all share wine in the sunshine. Maria always wore revealing clothes, her oiled skin gleaming, while Sophia sat modestly under an umbrella, watching Darwin try not to stare at her sister's long legs. Sophia loved Darwin with her whole heart, but she could see how his eyes wandered despite his shy nature. Then Maria asked Darwin to drive her home from work each evening, since the hospital where he worked was near her shop. Sophia protested, mentioning the convenient bus route, but Maria persisted with a sweet plea and a quick kiss on Darwin's cheek. He agreed, flustered and unable to refuse. Soon they were arriving home later and later each night. Maria always had an excuse, usually traffic or some minor delay, and Darwin remained silent, his guilt written plainly across his face. Summer burned on, hot and endless. One Sunday morning, Darwin called to say he felt ill and wouldn't be attending church. Sophia mentioned there was a meeting after the service about missionary work in Asia. Darwin agreed vaguely, then hung up. When she arrived home early and found her father sleeping, she tried calling Darwin but got no answer. Worried, she changed into a summer skirt and headed up to the roof garden. Maria and Darwin were together. Sophia's hand trembled on the door handle as she listened to their conversation drift through the gap. Darwin's voice was thick with guilt as he said they needed to tell Sophia soon. Maria coaxed him to keep their secret just a little longer, then asked if he loved her instead of Sophia. After a painful silence, Darwin admitted he did. They kissed, and Maria reminded him to leave before Sophia returned home. She even asked if his car was parked outside where Sophia might see it. Sophia fled to her bedroom and sat frozen on her bed for an hour, her mind spinning with anguish and fury. She had sacrificed everything to care for their father while Maria lived freely, collecting admirers like trophies. And now Maria had taken the one person who made Sophia feel loved and valued. It wasn't because Maria truly wanted Darwin. It was because she couldn't bear to see Sophia happy. The realization settled over Sophia like ice water, and with it came a dark, terrible clarity. Throughout the following week, Darwin and Maria continued arriving home later each evening. Sophia said nothing, simply watching and waiting. The next Sunday, she told Maria she had a headache and wouldn't be attending church. She had already called Darwin to let him know he should come by afterward, as usual. After Maria went to check on their father, Sophia slipped up to the roof garden. Maria's bottle of suntan oil sat on the small table. Sophia picked it up, her hands steady now, and carefully poured the slippery oil along the top of the low wall at the roof's edge and across the tiles near it. Then she returned to her room. Later that morning, Maria came up to the roof in her new green bikini. Sophia sat calmly under the umbrella with a book, asking if Maria's headache had improved. Maria stretched out on her sunbed and complained that her suntan oil was almost empty. 20 minutes later, they heard Darwin's car horn sound 3 quick notes from the street below. Maria jumped up excitedly, laughing as she told Sophia that her man had arrived. She ran barefoot toward the wall to wave down at Darwin. Her feet hit the oil-slick tiles and shot out from under her. She pitched forward violently, her hands grasping desperately for the wall's edge. But the surface was slippery and wet. Her fingers found no purchase. Her body kept moving, momentum carrying her up and over the low barrier. For one terrible moment, she hung suspended in the bright morning air. Then she fell, her scream cutting through the summer stillness, falling down and down until the world ended with a sickening silence. Darwin's anguished shout rose from the street below. Sophia stood slowly, walked to the wall, and looked down at the broken figure on the pavement. She felt nothing but a cold, hollow satisfaction. Maria would never steal anything from her again.